Hi, I'm Not Yet Dead, and welcome back to No Man's Land. So, just doing a little bit of work on the tractor here, on the Deutz. I told you it needed some work doing, but I think I'm pretty much done. Yeah, it looks okay now. Right, let's bring it down. Been getting and use it. So just while that drops down, actually, I'm having a little trouble. I'm having a spot of bother with the old underbelly here. So I think I had it in the last episode anyway, but I used it this morning to go and feed the animals, and it worked. It was a little bit fiddly trying to find the right point for feed for the beef cattle, but when I got back, I couldn't unload the straw that was left. And actually found that the only way I could do it was to put some straw in the front section, and then I could unload one or the other. But so at least I've only got, and now I can't unload the back section again. So I've ended up with, 4 and a bit thousand litres in there, with no apparent way of getting it out. I don't know, maybe we'll try getting another truck at some point and see if that helps. But yeah, so that could be the end of that trailer already, which would be a little bit annoying. But there's another new mod just not long come out that, not long come out when I'm recording, that is a 120,000 litre trailer but split into two 60,000 litre sections. That might be the way to go, but it tips. It's a tip, not a drop. And I just wonder if there's an issue with that with forage crops, because of course it's been modded to take. Oh, it's going to turn the lights off, isn't it? It's been modded to take forage crops. That I washed it as well yesterday, so it's all clean, shiny. Kind of do need to make a run out to the fuel station. Where's the light switch? Oh yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if there's just an issue with the modding of it or what. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so the animals are all sorted. We'll just take a quick look. Everyone's happy, everyone's green. Already cleanliness is starting to drop, but there you go. Oh, I need to feed the chickens. I'd forgotten about the chickens. Well, we could do that then, couldn't we? Right, so let's seems a little bit overkill to use this to feed the chickens, but you know what, it's fine, it's here. And of course now the truck's in the way, obviously. So now I've set up my side panel and my steering wheel, and I'm sat here using my controller. Because I don't use it that often, I always tend to forget. But we've got a bit of walking about and messing about to do, so I guess for now it's actually easier. See, I can't, it won't let me. It won't let me. Even if I change the thingy and then come back again, it just won't let me unload it. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what the issue is. I did try modifying it to a single one rather than a double, and that did very strange things. In fact, it relocated my truck to the centre of the field, but then when I went to the centre of the field, the truck wasn't there. Not happy. Don't know. But yeah, so that sadly might be a short-lived visit. I'm so annoyed that I bought it and didn't lease it. Oh well. It happens. Right. So let's get some crops. We won't need a lot. What have we got? Wheat or barley? Oh, barley. Barley it is. That'll be plenty. Way more than enough. We'll just kill a few chickens on the way, it's fine. Sorry, chickens. Move it. Also, try not to run over the eggs while we're at it. They're very agile, these chickens. Oh look, they're already in the trailer trying to eat the seed. It's quite funny if one of them went in and then they slid out with the food. That'd be hilarious. I missed it, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Right, that'll do. I told you that wouldn't take long. barely worth it, but it is worth it. You get more eggs. I need to sort out some of that eggs. I don't know whether I'm going to get one of those auto-load crates or whether we'll get the boxes that I was using on 6 Ashes. I'm not sure. We'll see. Right, that'll do. I'll put the trailer away and we'll go to the next job. Right, here we go then. So I'll build this up. I've used my my new wheel loader that you haven't really seen me use yet, but I had to buy it for a very specific purpose, and our new bucket, and yeah, I've leased the Night, what is it, the Coon Night Slinger. Well, that's a good name. This was a new thing when 19 came out, and can you believe I've not used it yet? I tend to go for mods first, and I should. I've always wanted to use this, so we're going to use it. So we've got muck spreading to do. I want to get, as I think I talked about in the last episode, I really want to get some of the fields seeded. And of course, what we did previously for the harvest was we did the liming, did the sampling, did the liming on a few of these fields, and so now it is time to get some muck spread. And actually, you know what, we could start with this one. So discharge side is that side, which actually, can we get away with it on this field? Just about, I think. So I think we should be all right to do like that. I've no idea how much it's going to use, so I might need to do a few reloads. And we might, you know, we might do, rather than, you know, I'll go and do all the manure. We might get a few seeded today. Mind you, actually, we also need to look at then rotations. Ooh. So the field we're in, for example, what was in? Oh no, sorry. What was in there? That had. It was canola. I thought it would. Okay, fine. So if we go out here. Was canola, an oilseed crop. And so what's a good thing to put? So wheat gets a plus, barley gets a plus. Oh, so our cereal crops go up. Corn is also an option on here. No, I've never put corn in this field. I haven't got a planter. I can't do corn yet. So actually, I may as well focus on those crops that I can do, and that's basically, we're talking cereal crops from the planning, the seed planner. We're talking cereal crops and canola, really. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So actually, that's fine. That keeps our options simple. So in that case, we want a cereal crop in here. We've no wheat, we've no oats, so but very little. So let's go for that then. And then in terms of our other ones, so what else have we got that's ready to go? We come back out, we get back in here. So we've had oats in field 47. We've had barley in. So actually, the ones that we can do immediately are basically, they've had cereal crop in. I can't remember what was in that field. We can check in a minute because I've already cultivated it. And I'm trying to remember, and I don't remember, which is really bad. I think I've probably already put some nitrogen on it as well. The level's relatively high, higher than I'd expect it to be post-harvest. So I think I must have already put something in there. So we won't be doing that. But we still need to figure out what we're going to plant in it. But yeah, so if we come back to... yeah, so basically we've got this one, 47, it's not 47. This one in section 47 and this one in section 25 have both had cereal crop. So we should be able to say it's had a cereal crop, and it shouldn't matter which one. And we could put what will get a boost. Sugarcane, interesting. Grass. Poplars, sugar beet, Ooh, sunflowers, which you can't put in your, or canola. So we could basically do a swap round. We could do canola in one or both of those fields, and I think that will do us. That's all we're likely to get planted anyway before winter. On the other hand, that's another way to look at it. So, okay, so fine. Have we had canola or cereal crop anywhere else? Because they look like a pretty straight swap out. I'll look into this a bit more off screen as well. But yeah, we have. We've had, of course, we had oats in here, didn't we? Okay, yeah. So I'll do a bit more thinking about that, because it might mean that it might make sense to turn one of these 3 that I've just harvested over quite quickly, because they'll take a crop that I can seed over the winter, whereas some of these others, you know, if because what I need to put in it, I can't seed until after the winter, then obviously there's no point in working on those fields. But this one makes sense to start with, so that's enough chatter. Jeez, let's get on with it. I'm going to cheat a minute. Bear with me. Fold. Because I never use this panel anywhere near often enough. Right. Ooh. So I must be able to change discharge side then. Oh no. Oh, that was about to be a big mistake. Sorry. Okay, let's try that again. Because it's a left side spreader, not a right side spreader. Okay. I thought I did. Are you saying it was previously fault? Oh yes, look, that's better, because the thing's open, look. Okie dokes. Looking good. I like doing this straight after liming because it makes it really easy to see. Oh, and actually the discharge actually just goes out, under the vehicle as well, so actually I know better where to position myself next time. It's actually, the handy thing about this is actually you've got the advantage, of course, that you can see where exactly you're going to spread next. And sometimes that, because you know, normally manure spreaders, they're trailed, you have to remember roughly how wide your spreading width is, etc. And so, never mind, not like that. Ooh, so I do have to remember how wide it goes. You know what, it's fine. We started where we started. What we'll do, sorry, you'll have to bear with me, I don't need that anymore, do I? Let's get rid of that. What we'll do, is do this, because there's going to be a certain element of overlap because of the shape of the field. You know, we can come in a little bit, which, given I've got a bump to go over and a tree to go past, is a bit of a bonus, but not too much, because that's still showing lime underneath if I do that. Going to catch on that tree. It's quite wide. It's got some pretty chunky tyres on it, I tell you. I'm going to have to spin it round here, otherwise I'm going to hit the bridge. The usage doesn't seem too bad. Now, either way, I'm probably going to end up with some overlap here, so let's see how we do. So it's all a bit new using something like this. There we go. Yeah, we're going to end up with some overlap, which is a shame, but there you go. Yeah, it's working really well. I love the animation. It's not the widest spreader in the world, but it's actually not a bad spreading width, considering. And it's relatively small in terms of volume, but for some of these smaller fields, it's fine. And obviously how much you put on, I guess, is, you know, how quick the rate is, depends on what you're doing. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Kind of like that. So we'll just do this a little bit here, and then we can go do the bit in the top corner of the field. We've maybe missed a tiny little bit of the edge there, but it's not the end of the world. some weeds already, but they'll go when we seed. So let's guesstimate then. What do we think our width looks like? Is it about that? Maybe even a little bit further. Not too bad at all. Lovely. Very nice. Let's get these fields ploughed out. Still got that track to finish putting in. Okay, sorry, slight interruption. Now, have we got enough? That's the question. Should take a sip of coffee. Missing a bit. Actually, I'll tell you what, it's going to be touch and go a little bit. Let's just drive up through the hedge here. I might thin this hedge out a little bit, actually. It's a bit thick at this end, a bit too close to the field. As I mentioned before, I quite want to put hedges in, and I kind of therefore need to think about, I might need to adjust the field just a little bit so that it sits better with the... Oh, I messed that up, didn't I? No, wrong one. That'll do. Oh no, because it spreads from the front. Doofus. Switch to the controller setting, it's easier to remember. There we go, that'll do. Now the seeder, of course, I've got at the moment is very simple in terms of, whoa, bumpy track, in terms of its function. So they will need another level of fertilisation later on, but that's okay. I've got a fertiliser spreader that, to be honest, I'm thinking I will probably return once I've used it a bit more. I've got the exacta spreader with the Superma. Superma, is it called? Trailer. Oh, we're going to have to steer around and away. So actually could do with making myself a little bit of working space at the edge. Should have thought about that, really. Yeah, this takes a bit of thinking about. What I'll do is, there we go. So yeah, sadly we're not quite going to have enough. I think probably at least partly due to my complete inefficiency of spreading more than anything else. But there you go. Anyway, so I'll get this finished off and then we better go refill. Right, so we're empty, time to refill. Didn't quite finish off and I kind of messed up the line a little bit. Ooh, steady on, steady on. Yeah, kind of messed up the line a little bit on the very last section, but that's fine. It won't take much to finish it, and then we can move on. Got the grass field to do as well, actually, so I mustn't forget that, though in some ways it's less urgent than obviously fields, but I want to sort of turn over. The lucky thing, of course, is because the capacity of this thing isn't huge, and we've got a nice chunky bucket. If you've not seen this before, it's fantastic. I really want to use it. That's why I got a wheel loader. Part of the reason, that and the fact that I just needed something a bit more capable than the old telehandler. But yeah, 9,000 litres. I can't remember the capacity of the spreader. I think it's 20 or so, so it's not going to take much. Might be a little bit more than 20, just over. Lovely. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, that's a bit annoying. Oh well, I can tidy that up later. Never quite get it full, do you? Never quite get that last 1%. Now it's not, no, it didn't spill out because it must have spilled out just because I got the angle wrong, not because it's full, right? Surely not. Wow, okay, that's a bit weird. So is it full? It shouldn't do that. It should just stop unloading, not dump it underneath it. Let's have a look. That's a bit weird. Oh, it's only 15,000 litres. Yeah, that'd be why then, but it shouldn't do that anyway, regardless. Let's just tidy that up for a start. That's a bit odd. Usually it stops. As I said, there's probably more there than I can. It's fine, we'll leave that there. I was going to get the class, and I thought, well, I haven't really used the base game yet. Again, I tend to not. It takes me so long to change equipment, which is why leasing's better for me. I tend to buy a piece of equipment and then use it forever. But I thought, well, you know what? I was watching Casino Royale recently. I thought, if New Holland's good enough for James Bond, it's good enough for me. Right. Here we go. Right, so go finish up the field we were on, and then we'll see what's next. I'm not going to get a whole other field done. I was kind of thinking we'd do more than just spreading, to be honest, on this. Actually, there's supposed to be a road here, isn't it? So we'll go this way. I also need a cultivator, so maybe that's the other thing we could do next. If I finish this one off, because I don't think the seeder we've got is a direct sow, so I'll need a cultivator. So that could be what we do next. We quickly get a cultivator and cultivate this field, and then I can get it seeded. We'll look at that in a second. Right, so just take it steady. I might need to try and do something about this track. It's a little bit more bumpy than I thought. I suppose you just take it steady. It's a little bit axle twisting in places, I think. Is probably the best way to describe it. But yeah, so I've got the seeder, so it turns out I'd forgotten. It is actually a direct sow, so we're absolutely fine to sow straight away. So just unfold it. And we'll get this started. Now then. Lower it down, turn it on. Just have to come over a little bit. Kind of messed up already, haven't I? They're a little bit upset. Let's try and get this. That's better. Swing it around. Mind you, I can always do that bit afterwards anyway. And there we go. So we'll get the barley drilled. And I'll move on. I'm still messing it up. Seriously. Oh. It's using a wheel. Not a controller. I don't do it often enough, and I'm not used to it. But I really should. That's just not going to work, is it? But yeah, so we'll get this drilled and move on to the next field. I don't know how much I'll do on screen, how much I'll do off screen. I don't know. But we're certainly nearly at the end of this video, so we'll just zoom out a little bit. I'll just go up and down. Tidy it all up later. There we go, lovely. So yeah, so we'll get this field actually, yeah, so I think before I make decisions about what I'm going to plant where next, I actually need to spend a bit more time thinking about the rotation planner, because actually the field that we harvested that had the corn in it, I'm going to plough into the other field that was next to it. So that'll be the next job, and then that'll need sampling and liming ready. And then we'll, yeah, so I need to look at, okay, if that field's now combined and it previously had corn in one bit and I forget what was in the other bit, I think it was a cereal crop, then okay, what's going to be a good crop to put in there that hopefully will get still a reasonable yield? That's probably the way to look at it. So that might need to be next, unless of course it turns out that the best thing to put in is sunflowers or potatoes or sugar beet or whatever, you know, something that I can't put in straight away. So yeah, I need to have a look at that. So I will do that. I will put a crop plan together, and then in the next video we'll see. You know, likely to be the next video or two. Well, probably more of the same, to be fair. You know, a little bit of liming, a little bit of soil sampling. Well, a little bit of soil sampling, a little bit of liming, a little bit of manure, and or slurry or digestate, depending on how we get on. I've got some fields to plough out as well, but I'll do that over the winter. You know, the key thing right now is to get as many fields as we want to get turned round and sown with either cereal or canola done, because the window is, I think it's tomorrow, maybe, is the end of the, or it might even be just the end of the autumn actually, so we might be all right for a couple of days yet, but yeah, it's coming anyway. And so to the extent that we want to get more seeded and everything else, that said, you know, also kind of makes sense to get everything with its first level of fertilization. So getting around all of the fields with manure, with the, you know, sampling, liming and manure or digestate is probably the focus. But I just need to make sure that to start with, if I've got any crops that I want to get those cereal crops, or any fields, sorry, that I want to get those cereal crops or canola in, that's what we do. So I'm afraid, yeah, it might be a little bit repetitive. I'll try and do some stuff off screen as well, so we're not doing too much of the same stuff in the videos. But you know, it is the nature of seasons, it is the nature of farming work at this time of year, that, you know, it's what you've got to do, and that's kind of the point. But yeah, so anyway, I'll get this field all seeded and we'll see where we go next. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, joining me, and if you did, like, subscriptions are very much appreciated. Please share, comment, let me know what you think. Would be very, very helpful, very much appreciated as well. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.